ayikho nayi senhlalamafini ngempela lena mangithi ngiyabheka nje nangibuka zonke lezi ukuthwane lapha ngiyabona ukuthi hayi amagama amakhulu kakhulu. They are all critical thinkers. Right, without further delay, I will start from the top, not from the bottom. As I will call the chairperson of Isiqabetho, Dr. Ngokimahaya, to come forward. Can you give him a round of applause as he is coming? This is our chairperson. Oh, can you send this side, Doctor? This is our chairperson, Dr. Ngokimahaya. His co-chairperson is Mr. Ndutugo Telezi. Can you give him a round of applause? Right, Umapalano Mkulu, Secretary General. You know this term, Secretary General, is only used by the ANC. There is no other Secretary General in South Africa. Do you know that, colleagues? It's only used by ANC. But we will call you Secretary General. Who is this one? Shamase. Or Lindu Musa Shamase. Oh, shoot, we born now. So, namandla alingana nakalokuzana. Nakabalula. Right. Deputy Secretary is Mr. Siabonga Giane. Can you give him a round of applause? Siabonga Giane. Right, umphathiskwama, wallet. The wallet is held by Professor Nowethemba Ndazi, who treasurer. Yebo, Prof. Omeleleke basic education as well as higher education. Dr. Qaphelani Khuzwayo. Okusho umxhumanisi wazo zonke ezemfundo eziphansi ezincane zika Enji neziphezulu ka Blade nazo zonke nje imfundo ezikhona ke nangale kwezimfundo zase South Africa ngisho nezimfundo zasesontweni imbala nezomgidi nezokuhlabelela esontweni into nje phethe nemfundo yonke sibeka ku Dr. Kumede nami ngiyana ku Dr. Khuzwayo simnikeza ihlombe. Kuma projects abakhona ke sizocela ukusebenzisa ngekhathi zonke advocate ndawo ukhona advocate ndawo not yet arrived or is still coming, right? Legal support, we are going to use Mr. Sizwe Ngubane. Oh, okay. Siyabanikeza njalo a round of applause in absentia bakhona bona. Right, our medical officer will be Dr. Zanele Ngulwane. Oh my God. Into njani le? Bonke abantu abekho. Siyabathatha sibagcoba sibabeke endaweni ezikhundleni eziphezulu kodwa abekho. Not yet arrived. And then bese siba ne academic activities officer Miss Letuktula Khumalo. Kwake ever smiling lady. Ever smiling lady sizwa kanjalo namhlanje kuthiwa intokazi ehleze inqumile. Bese kuba media liaison officer abayithu ke bona uSandile Ntombela kanye noSizwe Zwane bakhona obabili noma bekho nabo futhi engathi basesendleleni babanjwe i-traffic light ibambe emini eMlazi. Lastly but not least, abamelele i-youth, women and welfare officer uMrs Nongcebo Cabashe. Mrs Nongcebo Cabashe obhasopheje zonke izinto ukuthi kungabi khona abuse of women, kungabi khona abuse of children, kungabi khona abuse, so khona ne-abuse of men. Niyakwazi lokho? Namadoda naye abuse. Omelele ukuthi ke izonke izinto zihlale zikahle, kube ne-welfare noma i-well-being of amadoda, ne-well-being of your mama, ne-well-being of children, nawo yonke inhlala kahle wonke umunye umuntu nje uye lona ke uMrs Nomcebo Cabashe. Siyabonga ke kakhulu ukuthi namhlanje uCabashe. Yes. Oh, nango bhasophe iza ngani yamisa. Nikezeni ihlombe yena. Siyabonga kakhulu ukuthi namhlanje sethule leli komidi elikhethekileyo lama critical thinkers ebandla lamaNazaretha onyazi asebuhleni. Iminyaka eminingi kakhulu kusuka kude ingaphezulu kwekhulu, kwaziwa ukuthi abantu njena abasonta ikakhulukazi leli sonto ngoba bayebonakala isikhathi esiningi behamba ngeenyawo, befake namadavathi, abanye befake nemqhele. Kuye kubonakala sengathi abantu njena abangafundile, kodwa ke namhlanje nginokujabula okuyisimangaliso enhlizweni yami ukuthola ukuthi kanti lapha kunezingcitha buchopho eziningi kangaka ezikhona ebandleni. Uprofessor Ndlanzika sazana kudala naye sengiyayibona ukuthi hayibo ziningi uDr Mahaye ngiyamazi, uDr Khuza ubengamazi, kanti ebandleni sinezingcitha buchopho ezingaka. Kodwa khona engifuna ukubeka ke kubona njengoba bekhona nje ibandla asikabi nayo i-executive committee ephethe ibandla, ushithi asikabi nalo ihawu lokuvikela ubaba. Ningixolele nje ukuthi lokho kufanele ngivele ngikhulume nje obala, asikakabi nayo i-executive committee. Angiyiboni mina ngedwa ngayiboni, mhlawumbe abanye abantu bayayibona ukuthi nansi ayikho ebandleni. Umfundisi lo omunye wayithubu executive walena enhla akasekho emhlabeni. Omunye uthiwa uGeneral Ntoni naye usephethe esinye isitimela. Abanye befundisi abathize abakhona nabo bakade bewabona nje baphethwe uyelo General Ntoni. Manje ke ebandleni asinayo i-executive committee ngama critical thinkers ebona izinto isenza kude besiyivika ethi lokho akufanele kufike lapha, lokho akufanele kufike lapha. I got this is not my platform to say what I'm saying right now. Siyabonga kakhulu ukuthi nibe khona nivele ngaphambili. Siyacabanga ukuthi nizoba nayo ingalo yokusihola noma singasabona emehlweni, kodwa lolo lutho nebenisifuna ngalo siyozama ukuthi sinilandele kuyo yonke indlela enihamba ngayo. Inkosi ke inibusise. Yabo. Thank you, Chairperson.
One wonders in the myriad of things. Why, after so many years, we didn't have such a fountain of wisdom. I'm happy about your work that you have done, Reverend Hlabisa, the way you have conducted it. Now I can say we are led in the church. We are led in the church because you are there as a chairperson of Afundis. The way you articulate, the way you purport yourself to the deep waters of such an august occasion means that you are led. Even if you just uttered a single word, not that in English, because we must call them izingisi, but usikhulume nje singayitholi wisdom leso zingisi. Cishe kuhle ukuthi sibe siphume ethempeleni sibe nje kanje ngoba khona izinto esikwazi ukuyifunda ngabaphathi bethu. Yayibaba Bishop Mboyazi. Kunezinto esikwazi ukuyifunda ngabaphathi bethu esingeke siyifunde endaweni engcwele. Kunezinto esiphuma endaweni engcwele sikubeke kwi-reality, sibone ukwazi ukunavigate through i-reality ukuthi ukuya kwakhe endaweni engcwele kuyakunika ipower yokunavigate izinto ezisemhlabeni, because i-fact isemhlabeni asikho ezulwini. Uzothi uphuma nje esontweni ubuyifica izinto zasemhlabeni zikulinde ngaphandle kwethempeli. So ungena ethempelini maku-empower spiritual, ukwazi ukuba ne-power to conquer. Yabo ungenyukelwa umoya makukhulunywa ngendaba kaShembe noma yesonto bese unyukelwa umoya ngoba ilisesha uyenzi ufuna ukushaya abantu uzothoka abantu uphoxe Shembe uyeke usiphoxe nje yabona kusiphoxe usibona abantu bengakwazi ukubehave kuma social network bathuka abanye abantu angabe phela babaphendula ngecontent bathi bebathuka bona baphoxe ke manje lento enhlonipho esifundzwele abantu. Angishongo initial ukuthi isiqabetho yabo ngile nje Dr. Khuzwayo yabo khuluma ngebrainchild ukuthi yabo sibani waqhamuka nombono, but lo mbono awuqhamukanga nomuntu, ungaphathwa umuntu kodwa uqhamuka nomuntu. Wakhumbuza ama members esiqabetho lawa amadala wona impela uDr. Khuzwayo. Yabona ngisuka kubo kade ngibizwa ubaba, athi ubaba esikhona lo mbono uNyazi. Yabo wazi wathetha wathi udokotela wala ekhaya why sidlala abanye abafana nabenyika usuku nosuku and respond why idlala abanye abafana. Yabona yabo lasikade so presenta kubaba iUSB iyanyama recording asemsakazweni nalesa sikhathi seCovid. Yabo ubaba wathetha ukuthi why ngoba singabala ekhaya, mina ngwala ekhaya ngempela because angikwazi ukuthi abafundisi uzosho umfundisi ungema ngasekhaya angikwazi nje okunye mina empilweni angazi lutho. Awangisho ukuthi khona umkami namhlanje ngumkhwanazi sokuma nkosazi uze nibone ukuthi phela isiqabetho asilethwa umlalanje uthatha wonke into engacacile kwa yilide nami ngiya-account. With that mandate yasezulwini bazokhumbula nje obaba uGumbu somkhandi nosikababa khona nawo uthola ukhona ubaba ubuza noma ngasikhathi sini. Yabo kuze kucace ukuthi no uma uyakena ubaba ungezi nomuntu athi baba ngithenga nje wena wayedwa ngixoxa nawe ngamuzwa komyese Paul ethi ayivele kusuka indoda nje ubona ubaba yedwa kufuneka alalela umuntu yabona futhi ushamba kana privacy bathi ngakulalela nje nami ngikhona etempeleni washo ukusethe ngase ngihlonipha ke ngoba lo ndoda athi ngilana izama ukungiphelezela washo cace ukuthi cha angiphelezele ngalelo la. That is the mandate ke iphupho laleli bandla elidala wasithi uNyazi lo umqali wendlela iphupho elidala lokuthi thathani ingane zisesikoleni ngoba kofika isikhathi kuleli bandla bodingeka khona abantu abafundile iprofesi isiqabetho endala more than 100 years ago. Kodwa kofika isikhathi badingeke laba bantu, hence ke sasungula isiqabetho. Isiqabetho sidila naleyo particular ingakho sinale lecture yabona yokuqala in the annal history of the church It's because of that mandate. Then asikwenzi okwenziwa abanye senza lokhu nje thina sinikwe kona. Uma ngabe kuzenza ngcono kusho ukuthi konke lokho kunikwe kona ukuthi senze ibandla ngcono babeka abantu abawenza libe ngcono ngale kwabantu abakulowo. The first meeting that we have okulayelo baba saba ne meeting namakhosi. I remember that meeting okhona nenkosi yaMaqadi introducing the concept. Then we advised would establish something that is independent. Engizwidinga ihierarchy na protocol ukuthi noma uyenza kuthiwa udlulile nikubani wadlula kubani because uyabona njengaleyo. So Isiqabetho ke is autonomous but operating within ibandla. I remember hence we have invited wena Shamas because sathi sesibuya kubaba sesiyo achieve into baba ishilo ukuthi nakho umedia nje abantu begidagide nobaba ke sesicabangela ukuthi ke Isiqabetho sesisungulile everything sasethula everything baba sesicabanga ukuba ne-media conference baba yakhuluma ngamakhona bakhuluma ngoNkulunkulu abangamazi. So thina idea ukuthi vele sibize yonke imedia sigcwalise ndawonye sichaze ukuthi ubani ushaya sasikhona la nisakhumbula wawukhona Shamas wasithi ubaba ningayishina basho hambani niye wathi futhi ngizomfonela mina abe khona la nibe naye ukuze umsebenzi wenu uzohamba kahle. Hence we invited you today. So umfundisi sinikwe yena ukuba kuleyo ronga nazo preside over not ukuthi Isiqabetho so operate ngaphansi kwakhe ngwenze kube clear lokho. Ubaba wasasalele umfundisi uCwenza. Hence sizokwenza leyo media conference sasinomfundisi uCwenza usemdala umuntu omdala. Then ke besom invite nakuchaza invite ukuthi usemdala mhlambe sase senza ucwaningo oba sisondele phela ezulwini angithi. So ngenzela ukuthi yabona sase senza nje ucwaningo yabona ukuthi who to invite ngoba nesiba invite abafundisi baningi kakhulu invite laba abazo understand ukuthi no isifundo kasona umcimbi yabo. So sizoxoxa nje ebese siyahamba so besidla kodwa information gift information so asinama gift asinalo yabona asinawo nebhena ngoba sisasuka phansi nathi sasithi let us invite abafundisi that will understand that baba abafundisi that abazo-understanda lokho yabo abazothi sesiqede la uma haya basakhiphe nembuzi ukuthi bani mflathisa ukuthi hawu iphi token hawu sexoxe nje kwase kuyahlukana sebamema ke based on that nokuthi ke bahle yini ezulwini yabona ngikusho ngamabomo yabo you get close ezulwini yabo niyalazi izulu liyajoka wesisikhathi ungathi liyajoka lekujoke nje lithi ukuthi dokotela ukuthi yabo kube mnandi nje so out of that yabona but every joke has got its own meaning. It can be a joke but it has got its own meaning although it's a joke. Siyabonga ukuthi bafundisi ke nisihloniphe nifike ukhona ke umfundisi ongakafiki kodwa mhlawumbe uzofika ngendlela. So bengithi ngichaze nje that part ukuthi ke i-background ngikhuluma ngama-challenges ebandla nje khona ke saba khona ne-meeting nobaba wasethambani le approach yalento engikhuluma ngayo ngizofonela uLizwi Ncwane afike sixoxe sesindawonye sizama njalo ukudrive i-narrative ngaleli bandla cishe ngakhumbula kumedia ngokwenzakalayo sayi-drive narrative cishe ngingabona sikuphi nendawo manje but sinasihamba underground akufuni ukusahamba nje underground cishe uyabona manje ukuthi kumnandi kanjani lapha ezulwini. So it was just that brief background. I don't want to delay your time because time is against us. Let me request because as phone is Isiqabetho ukuthi yes our guest speaker, our main guest speaker ingane yaleli bandla naye ufana nami uProfessor Dube is the product of leli bandla uyena ozosinika but sithena for messages of support nakuma panelists. Let us invite nabaqhamuka kwamanye kwezinye inkolo. Uyabona njengale ngoba khona sizokufunda. Uma ufunda everything. Yabona ade ngikhuluma nje sixoxela nganoxoxa nomfundisi uhlabisani. Sixoxa nje ucingo kodwa ngathi umfundisi uhlabisa impela ngithi kwesinye isikhathi izinto engamaqiniso oye ungazisho ngoba usukubona umuntu aniphophula kwesinye isikhathi ebandleni ukusho ngoba kusuke kunethinking ethila ngithi anje ngikhuluma noba ngaza ngathi for example kune narrative ethi uJesu wayemhlophe awu thina sesenza ucwaningo ngokungamanga lokho kwabhalwa bathi but uma ungaya kwelinye ibandla lithi awu ukuthatha khona lokho ayikho leyo nto leyo but siba invite abafundisi babanye amabandla nakona ngokubahlola ukuthi ithini thinking bahamba kangakanani ngokolwazi because yabona but ebandleni lethu bakhona abangasho ukuthi hayi uJesu wayemnyama uye lo siphambi kwakhe ngokomoya banga understand babathi uJesu wayemhlophe. Yabona there is a narrative ekhona, not a narrative, a reality. Uma wenza research usujula nayo impela kuhle ngoba uprofessor uyaya ukhona la. Uyabona noma engeze ukugxila ngoba ezimeshini support kodwa uzosihighlight labo ebona ukuthi amongst us thina abantu abamnyama khona abayinzalo kaAbraham abamnyama kanje bakhona siphila nabo abamnyama but uma ungathi mhlawumbe esontweni haphazakhe khona ngamaLevi la nama-Israyeli phakathi kwethu ukuthatha apho lokho asikwazi sikuzwe thina lokho. So but khona izinto ezinjalo eze-reality. Ingakho umqalo wendlela wayethi mayifika wasinika ama-principles okuzibena namhlanje akaziso-understand ukuthi wayewathathaphi engazafundeke nje wathina sifundile. So-ke sik-unpack-a kanjani-ke thina lokho sifike kwi-reality yakho. So then I will request Bishop Mbuyazi to come forward and give us a brief message of support in 3 minutes. Thank you.
Kibonga kakhulu kumphathi wohlelo Dr. Mahaya. Ngibingelele kuyifundiswa zakithi esikhona la, ngibingelele kubefundisi. Kuyintokozo enkulu ukuthi ngibe ingxenye yalomcimbi omuhle kangaka. Yinto enhle kakhulu ukubona ama-Afrika ethatha indawo yawo ezweni lawo. Athatha indawo yokuhola engaholwa kodwa eholwa ngokohlelo lomdali wakho konke. Kuliqiniso ukuthi sisenkingeni eSouth Africa noma iAfrika yonke. Njengoba sisenkingeni abantu ingqondo zabo zisusiwe kowadala konke, sezihamba ngokwemicabango yabanye abantu hayi ngokomdali wakho konke. If you remove the creator from abantu, that means life ayibisaba ilokho owayihlela umdali ukuthi ibe ikhona. Ngakho kimina ukubona ibandla lamaNazaretha liza nento ethi le akuyona eyethu, singaba abayilethayo kodwa is open ukuthi nabanye aba like minded bahambisane nathi ukubheka phambili. Iqiniso lithi each and every one of us, you were born for a purpose. akekho umuntu obekhona emhlabeni kwaba imistake, kodwa umdali unenhloso ngomunye nomunye okhona emhlabeni. And into yethu ithi we have to live a life to fulfill i-purpose esilethelwe emhlabeni. Njenge spiritual crime prevention, ithi ke spiritual crime prevention, more God, less crime. Izinto ezenzakalayo ezweni lakithi, especially ngala eNorth, sibiza iNorth Cluster, sibize say local number sifaka nePhoenix, i-pink sibiza pink. I-crime states iphezulu ngendlela emangalisayo. Now uma ubheka ukuthi yini i-root cause yayo yonke lento, I'm saying ibandla seliphenduke ama-spectators, liyabukela limangele nabantu abangamazi uNkulunkulu ukuthi kwenzakalani. Ibandla has not taken i-position yalo ukuthi la sikhonza uNkulunkulu, la yizwe likaNkulunkulu, singaba kaNkulunkulu. Izinto ezinjengalezi azimele uba zenzeke sikhona. Ezinye izinto sizilande emadolweni ukuze sithathe i-position yethu spiritually, sidile ngalezo zinto lezo. Kuliqiniso ukuthi akuzona zonke izimpi la siyoma khona sihlomile. Ezinye izimpi sizozinqoba sisemadolweni, angenelele omdala wezinsuku, apush izitha away. Now uDr. Mahayema invite uthi nge-invitela kwindaweni yezingcitha buchopho, ngathi I will go there ngoba I want to learn. Usuku nosuku kuba kufanele kube khona into oyifundayo ngoba angeke wazi konke. Ingakho isandla sineminwe engalingani, ngoba le minwe yenza imisebenzi eyahlukeneyo. Uma abantu bakithi sizwe sakithi singasesiqondisise lokho, siyoyishayela izandla izinto ezenziwa ama-individuals ezithuthukisa isizwe nomqondo wakithi, ukuba siziqonde ukuthi singobani, sizokwenzani la. Akuzo zonke izinto eziqhamuka ngaphandle eziyokusisiza uma thina singafikanga emqondweni ukuthi nakho kumele sikwenze. Ngakho njenge spiritual crime prevention sithi thina the prophetic voice is missing. Ingakho impilo yethu inje. We need abantu abazochitha ingqondo babheke lapha ya, ngoba God has given us that capacity ukubona lapha ya. Uma simeme yena sibone lapha bese si-advisor. Ama-politicians, they need us as advisors ukuthi lalelana abantu bakaNkulunkulu lapha benziwe uNkulunkulu, ngakho kufanele nibaphathe kanje. Uma ngabe thina singenakho lokho, asizukwazi uku-advisor ngoba nathi we find ourselves in the same confusion. Asikwazi ukuba sibe confused ngoba we are given ubuhlakani obumangalisayo. Inhliziyo yami iyathokoza kakhulu and ngibone mina lento ebeki lokhu ngiyidinga kudala. Ngabhalela uSG ukuthi we want to come and present is spiritual crime prevention, because spiritual crime prevention needs us all as spiritual leaders to deal nobutha obukhona abantu bethu bahlukumezekile ngendlela engumangaliso. We need ukuba sibambisane ukuze senze umsebenzi, siqale phansi into ekhona maNazaretha. Abantu bakithi they are hurting, balimele. Abanye bakhomba abanye ukuthi ngabe siyilokhu, abanye balindele izinto zamahala. Ngiyazi ukuthi amaNazaretha ayakukhuthaza ukusebenza. Umalume wami uGilbert Sikhakhane osesenkosini wayesifundisa lonto leyo ukuthi amaNazaretha asifundisa ukuthi sisebenze, awabukhuthaza ubuvila. Ngakho uma amaNazaretha eza nento enjengale, ngibona la abantu bezoba equipped, banikezwe iskill, bacabange, bakhuthazwe futhi ukuthi ngiyazi ukugcwele ifundiswa zakithi othisha labavela kwa education. Ngiyacela ukuthi mabantwana bangafundisi ukuthi babhala ama CVs, ngoba ama CVs are taking us nowhere. Umntwana mayecesikoleni ecabanga ukuthi we're going to teach you how to write a CV, we're going to teach you how to attend ama interviews. It's something makuthiwa kune post kuza inqwaba yama applications angaka, ayizusebenza leyo nto leyo. Kodwa let's teach our children ukuthi how to come together, start a business, do something ukuze isizwe sakithi sikhululeke. Ngalamazwi ngifisa ukusupporta kakhulu lo msebenzi engiwubona wenziwa la, ukuba izinto zenziwa ngabe nami ngithi ngiyayikhetha inkosi ngifake nemanzini ukuze, ngoba lento iyangidla kakhulu, futhi njengoba ingqondo yami igcwele isizwe esikhululekile, isizwe esithanda uNkulunkulu, isizwe esisebenzela uNkulunkulu. Inkosi yomusa inibusise.
Thank you so much for the message of support. It's clear. We are learning something out of it. I'm just looking around Dr. Ngiti, or he's still outside. May I request Mshumayeli Mkhwanazi, chairperson eNabashu nationally, naye simnike ithuba asinikeze the message of support. Over to you, Nkwali Nkosi.
Dr. Program Director, I don't know if I've said it correctly. Dr. Program Director. Because my home Mr. is easy, Mr. Program Director. It's the first time we come across Dr. Program Director. Obaba bethu abahloniphekile, abafundisi bethu, isambeli sethu uBishop Mbuyazi, osolwazi abakhona phakathi kwethu, kakhulukazi our keynote address speaker Professor uDube, indlu yonke khona, ubuholi esibonile la besiqabetho, siyabingelela ngegama lenkosi enkulu uNyazi lwezulu. Ukhona umgcotsho wangibuza kudala ethi ngoba uShembe wenza u14, wenza u23, wenza u25, ephuma vele nabashuyeni manje. Khona umgcotsho wangibuza lokho nje ngisho level yakhe yokugcotsha, kodwa so kunezinto evele zibulali nje. So now 2014, 23, 25, phuma isiqabetho manje. Yabo siphuma isiqabetho manje. So khona into ekuthiwa ngesilungu education. Eyazi yankulu into ekuthiwa education emhlabeni edingwa wonke umuntu ophila phansi komthunzi welanga. Angikhathalo ngaba economically, politically, religiously or whatever, but we all need education. uShembe wayengakakhulume ngeeducation azikahle ukuthi ukhuluma into engeke ibe nesidingo kusasa. So kwangahamba sasile inkosi kade yoshayiswa eCape Town, ngahamba ngibuka omunye umbhalo kwesinye isikole ubhale ukuthi education is not key to life but education is life. Ngathi ngayifunda into emgwaqweni ngihambela, education is life. Uyazi njengoba silethi ngamazinga aphezulu, ngikhumbula koCela isibusiso senabatshu ithi inkosi inyanga Zulu senilate, futhi ngabe kade nayenza lento and sisashizile namhla kalokho because kuleka education. Education iphethe izinto eziningi, iphethe vision, ivision izolandelwa yini imission. So mhla kuleli bandla sangena umoya ongcwele lo phambi kwethu unyazo lwezulu. Abantu abazi Bishop Mbuyazi ukuthi nathi sisebenzisa igama likaYise likaNdodana likaMoya Ingcwele. Abantu abakwazi lokho. Umoya Ongcwele sihleli nawo thina ebuhleni, igama lawo uShembe unyazo lwezulu. Wona Moya Ongcwele ehleli nawo lo ke ebuhleni. Yingakho uma eqhamuka ephuma endlini ethimbeni sithi uyingcwele, sisho umoya igama lawo lini lubani liuShembe. Sinawo umoya engcwele ebuhleni. Kodwa into esisele kuthina ukuthi lo moya ongcwele uphile kuthina ngoba inhlangano noma ngabe enkolo noma ngabe epolitiki noma ngabe ebusiness, uma nje kwalekho iunity phakathi kwayo ayindawo. Njengoba sila into esibangayo enhlanganweni zonke, angikhulumi ngebandla lethu kuphela, sibaxashanisa ilevel yokucabanga. Into esikhathayo nje emhlabeni ilevel yokucabanga. Yazi mekubuza ukuthi nabashi zokwenzana obukhona u14, khomuntu ozokubuza ukuthi u23 uzokwenzana, ngoIsiqabetho sizokwenzana. But uShembe wathi fundisani izingane zenu ukuthi sikhalela ibandla lodinga abantu abayini esikoleni. But ngaphezulu kunakho konke sidinga umoya oyingcwele ungene kuthina okukholwa. Uyabona abelungu abasinqobanga ngeibhamu thina. Abasinawo inhlobo esikhali bahlala phansi, they studied us abelungu. Babona no, la bantu bakholwa ake sibanyomfa spirituality sabo. This way we conquered thina. Babona la bantu bakholwa. uBishop uJohn Collins lapha eColenso waginise advisor wesilo sasosutha ngithi bahayi isilo uDinizulu bangaphosisi. So mina ngenza research, umuntu owazi kangcono uDr Program Director. So kwahamba ama missionaries efikile la ezohlula asena izinto zethu afika hlukanisa phakathi. Abenza abanye bayibone bebakhulu kunabanye, yize singama Africa sonke. Sahlulwa lapho ke thina. Uhamba uBishop uJohn Collins wathi ebona abantu abamnyama abantsundu mabekhuluma into bengacimezi. Mebiza bakubo ababize ebhekile, mebiza umvili inqanga mbize ebhekile. Mongabeletheki uthiwa ethatha umkhonto noma yini ashaya indlu iqhasha ingane, yonke into ayikhuluma isibayeni ebhekile. Washintsha uJohn Collins wathi na abantu abakholwayo abathandaza bebhekile. So kafishane sinisupporta kakhulu because mokhuluma ngesiqebetho ukhuluma ngami. Ukhuluma ngami uqobo lami ngoba siphethe into nami ngiyiphuphayo. So sinto eyodwa kahle kahle kodwa uNkulunkulu asize ngoba into yosiza kuleli bandla nozonke inhlangano ezikhona emhlabeni mhla sasebenzela uShembe sonke ngokufanayo sangayisebenzela thina lapho kuyoba right khona bafowethu. Uyazi kufa umsebenzi kaNkulunkulu ngoba ngizibheke mina mhla kwaphela abantu abathi ngeke unyazi lutho ngingekho. Angijabona la ama-executive members lesqebetho abaphelele la, but the show goes on. And bayingcenye uyabona masaphila ethenini iyenzeke kanjalo lento ngingekho mina akume kungilinde, then you going nowhere. uShembo ingcwele into ehlele ezulwini yaphazamiseka iphazanyiswa abantu angabe ba-honest kuyena. Bafowethu nodadewethu bacotshwa sikwelinye izinga, kodwa ilevel yokucabanga kwethu singamalungu enhlangano engcwele yasezulwini eNazaretha Baptist Church isidonsela phansi. Nanokuthi uma usu right ekhanda awukwazi udlala ngo-left ngoba nakho udlala ngo-right yakona usithi no nami ufuna ukudlala ngakwa-right bazokuphasela yokekela ufuna ukulungisela uref isifika idefense ithathe ibhola. Nanokuthi i-team spirit ithi whoever scores we are all winning. Manje problem ngeke uyakora lo asimsuse lapho ngoba uyakora ufuna ukuyakhona kanti wena uyidefender awuke talent kwesinye isikhathi akufanele ngabe useskimini ngabe lapha kuma extra strong lapho kuma grandstand you to cheer up the players you talent nalelo. Ingakho amathikithi MTN nje challenge esephelile awaqedwanga abadlali bebhola aqedwe ama-supporters to cheer up their team. So khona abantu abadala ukuthi nje to cheer up, but because inhliziyo yakhe ikutshela ukuthi uzokora akore ngoba kulisha ihlombe. Bafowethu uNkulunkulu abe nani, we are together. Sijabule kakhulu yize kunodonga phambi kwethu, but ke slowly nge-spiritual crime prevention method sizanqoba. Siyabonga.
Hosea 6:4 abantu bami bayabhubha babhubhisa ukuswela ulwazi. That's how I summarized your message of support, Mabukonas. Without the further delay of time, Isiqabetho wants to sit in the shoulders of the giants so that they will never ever see where the giant stands, but see where the giant cannot see. Dr. Ayaya Ndeti from Africology Institute come and provide the message of support.
Giving all honor and praises for those who have been here before us. Giving all honor and praises for those who are here with us. Giving all honor and praises for those who come from us. Let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O great and dwelling Ngangi. Amen.
Amen.
Wow. Sanbanani. Greetings. Sanbanani to the head table. Sanbanani to my fellow observers who are here today, and congratulations on the team. Another round of applause for the team. We're gonna be doing great things, I can see. So Izolo, I was driving back from the center because we were having a podcast training on African indigenous systems, how we can get more young people to speak about what they're learning spiritually in the classrooms, what they're not getting. And one of the child, she saw the program of what was being done today. Her name is Ayabonga, and she said to me, Ma, Shembe, Ma, you're going to speak to Shembe. Ma, but you know, they walk like you when you are in the center. You don't walk with shoes. Ma, you're like a Shembe. So please, Ma, just tell them what you do at Africology. And she's only 11 years old. Umapaloba. So let me start by this, giving thanks for the opportunity, giving thanks for this moment. That was 5 years ago. We sat in the Hilton for over 3 hours. And anybody who knows the good doctor, he can talk. And he can talk. And I just kept on listening, and the biggest challenge was, so where are these institutions? Where do African children go if they're not going to church? Where else can they go and get inspired? Where else can they go and get excited about being a great African? And my professor who introduced me to the concept and now my lifestyle as an Africologist, Professor Danny Nabuderi, may his soul rest in peace, he gave me this one quote. At UNISA at the time, I was a research assistant in 2003, and he said, African scholars must pursue knowledge production that can renovate African culture, defend the African people's dignity and civilizational achievements, and contribute afresh to a new global agenda that can push us out of the crisis of modernity as promoted by the European Enlightenment. Did you hear that? Can I say it one more time? Dr. Nabuderi, and I quote, says, African scholars must pursue knowledge production that can renovate African culture, defend the African people's dignity and civilizational achievements, and these scholars must contribute afresh to a new global agenda that can push us out of the crisis of modernity as promoted by the European Enlightenment. Are we there now? So that is the charge that I stand in front of you today. Unapologetically, when we founded the Institute of Africology in 2005, under another great African scholar, Ntate Kalushi Koka, we decided that the Institute must be a platform for research, studies, information, capacity building, and all subjects related to African history, traditions, spirituality, and experiences. So that was the basis of me starting the Institute of Africology as an NPO. Africology is the logical study of Africa, for Africa, by Africans. Africology is a logical study by Africans for Africa. And the word, honorable members, is logic. For 1,000 years, we were written out of their story. 1,000 years. We've done the maths. So everything that they wrote, we never existed. After they did the job in Berlin, the first thing they sent out were missionaries. They did not send out traders. The second thing they did, and we just came back from Benin, and we found out that in Benin, where the most of the people left from on the slave ships, there are places of sacred sites all over West Africa. They put the churches on top of those sites. And one missionary wrote, the first thing we must do is allow them to come to the places of their sacred sites. But that's where we will build the school, and that's where we'll build the churches. It was logical. They figured black people like to go to their sacred sites. So why would you take them somewhere else? Logically take them to where they are used to going, but you're giving them something different. That was one of the first rules that the missionaries got. And it is written. That's the good thing about Abelungu. They write their deeds. So as scholars and as people who are about to liberate the minds of people, we now know that according to their text, we can now undo the text by understanding the movement around what was written. And that is what African scholars have to do. I say to universities, stop trying to write something new. There's nothing new you're gonna get from the white man, because they don't do new. They do consistency, they do order, and as they said, when they wrote the slave charter, they said, make sure, the Willie Lynch letter, make sure when you have your Africans in the plantation, take the brown-skinned girls and put them in the house. Take the black ones and put them in the plantations. Take the old men and put them in the barn. And take the young men and put them out. And he wrote at the end, this methodology must be practiced by your children and your grandchildren with consistency, no deviation. And they followed it to the T. I remember as a girl going into a bank, I thought only brown people could work in a bank. Do you remember that? And you had to have long flowing hair. I started putting one and one together and think, okay. So they said you have to practice it in every single industry. They were not going to do any deviation. Unfortunately, and I will close with this, unfortunately, the work of the illogicalness of who we are and what we are doing as people has its place. The Institute of Africology today, I'm grateful to Nkosi Klengwa, gave me the old school which was called Daimani. And in 2020, I left all formal school of teaching and created the Africology Pan-African Center inside a village called Inkwali, Kwatoyan. Today, Giabo, today as I speak, you saw me go out, there are 11 gogos there teaching the children how to make amatans. As I'm sitting here, the gogos are teaching the children. The boys have gone out with Obaba to pick the reeds. These children are not older than 11 years old. Because you see, if we're not prepared to put up institutions that our children have an option to, we are just talking. We're just talking. Because in the approach of the Africological way of doing things, it is now time to implement, not just to speak. I want to wish you all the best. I hope that the committee can come to Africology and have one of their implementation meetings. Because my dream, Honorable Table, is that we take all the empty schools in KZN. There is 670 empty schools, and I'm sure there are more. Why are we not taking them and creating institutions of alternative learning? Siyabonga.